our first. This is Miss Tisha Marie Pelletier. Emmy and Angie and I were just at one of her local connection events. There's a social local event last night. It was fantastic. She had close to 40 people there. But what I love about Tisha is I've never met anyone as fabulous at creating branding around, especially service professionals, but also small businesses. That's really part of her superpower, and she does an amazing job just in consulting people through it. So I've asked her here to just share some of her scripts and tips and wisdom and advice, and she does an amazing job. So Tisha, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brandon. So this is totally off the cuff. So here we go. But I just want to have a show of hands. How many of you are building your personal brand and actually nurturing it? Like show of hands. I know Shyla, Bijil, Michaela, yes, Brandon, and Karen, and Emmy. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, I'm right now, I just got offered an opportunity to write up an article, like Voyage Phoenix, just they have a new project that's coming out. And they asked me this question, what is it that you wish you would have known before that you know now? And I'm like, dang it, if I knew I had to build a personal brand years before, it would have helped me in building my confidence and increasing opportunities and attracting the right types of people my way. I wasn't doing that years before. So I started my business in 2004. And since then I've had 5 business ventures. And it wasn't until like year 12 or 13 that my business coach told me when I was at a crossroads that she's like, Tisha, you really should focus on building your brand. You should build a personal brand because it's going to serve as the umbrella of all of the things that you want to do. Like Daryl and I were just in a room and he's transitioning. And it's like, if you have your brand built, people know you, they trust you, they like you, they want to work with you. And it doesn't matter what you do from that point on. I shared in the group that I was in that I just became a realtor, like Shyla and Daryl and Angie. I just became a realtor last year. And it didn't matter because the people that were already in my corner and knew of me were like, oh, I'm so happy that you're a realtor because now I can use you for your real estate services. Didn't have to pitch them, didn't have to sell them because I already built up that brand of this is who I am and this is the experience I give to you every time we connect. So that's the reputation that comes in, right? Remember, people say your reputation, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. You know, Jeff Bezos says it a lot, but it's so true. People want to know who you are, what you stand for, what your core values are, do they relate to you, and can they do business with you? But just as Brandon shared, I host a Social Connect event and I'm all about genuine connecting. I don't invite business cards to the event because I really want people to get to know you on a personal level, aside from just, oh, I don't need Brandon's services. I'm out. Brandon, see you later. I'm going to the next person. Because we're so much deeper than what we do for a living. So I really, really hate that question when we go to a networking event of what do you do? I'm like, how about why do you do the things you do and who are you as a person so I can get to know you and we can encourage a conversation that goes deeper than just this 2-minute chat we have. So back a couple years ago, when I was building my personal brand, I didn't have help. I didn't have resources. And I'll tell you, it was the most uncomfortable experience I've ever faced because first of all, I'm like, I'm not sure who I am. I don't really want to put myself out there. I need to build up that confidence. Is vulnerability okay? Can I do those things? So I was really, really lost in this whole thing. And I decided, you know what, I can do this. I can start building my brand this way. I can test the water, see what's working. And in my COVID pivot, so when COVID hit, I was doing some different talks on personal branding. And one thing that I realized that a lot of personal brand strategists were not offering was the actual action plan. Now, how many of you are like, I know how to build my brand, but I don't know what to do. I don't know the next steps. I don't know what to do. And literally, like I get the best ideas when I'm, laying in bed and I have my little notebook and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's coming to me. And I created the 7 Ps of personal branding so I could walk people through. And just like building a business, just like creating a marketing plan, it really stems from laying the right foundation for your brand. Think of your brand as this is my business. This is what I'm putting out there. So I created the 7 Ps and I walk people through them. So I'm going to give you those 7 Ps. It's just a little handout here. But the first P is we want to really get dialed in and focused in on what is that purpose. Just like Brandon shared, this is our vision, this is our mission, this is our purpose. What is your purpose? And then we get into those pillars, or in other words, core values. Keep it to P's just to keep it simple. But what are those core values? What's the infrastructure that you're built on? For me, it's integrity, it's authenticity, it's high energy, it's enthusiasm. Those are the things that I bring to the table. The next thing is we want to look at what are your passions? So many of us want to just always lead with our business. This is what I do for business. This is what I do for business. But I'll tell you, the best posts that I've written just on LinkedIn, for instance, are when I'm just me having fun, hanging with mom at Nonsense at the Hill Theater. Like those posts let people know that I'm a real person and these are the things that I really care about. So, and that is what people resonate with. Then we can get into the next P, which is your personality. How does that personality shine? When you're out there, what's your voice like? What's your brand voice like? And then we get into the people and the prospects that you really want to work with. Who is it that you want to surround yourself with? Brandon mentioned this event, and I love this event because every person in there, I swear, is a high nurture. Every person. So I'm surrounding myself. I'm attracting those right types of people to the event where it's like, I might not even know you, but I feel like I've known you for years. You know, you want to surround yourself. You want to attract those types of people your way because not everybody is going to be a perfect fit for you. So we get into your people, prospects. And then once you've identified who are those people, who are those prospects, what are those pain points that you can solve for them, it gets a whole lot easier to figure out what are those products and programs that you can then create as a business owner. And the last one is the presence. So this is the roof on top of your house, presence. Now, how do you put yourself out there? What avenues are you going to use? Are you going to be using LinkedIn? Is video more your thing? Are you a TikTok person? Like, how do you put your messaging out there? How do you invite people to connect with you? So I like sharing those 7 Ps because it really is a framework, because I see too often that people are like, I got to get on social media, and they start posting whatever it is. And now you're confusing people and your message isn't dialed in and you just lose people. So if we can come up with a clear way of building your personal brand, nurturing it, being consistent, that's really how people are going to say, I like this person. And then you're going to notice them DMing you. I like that message. I want to get to know you. Can we take this to a virtual coffee or a real coffee date? And that's where really the magic starts happening. And that's where the business starts to happen. So I'm more about what's the impact I make, which then leads to the income.
That's awesome. Tisha, thank you so much. Are you still doing your personal brand challenge?
I'm not doing the personal brand challenge anymore, but what I did do, Brandon, so I have my personal brand toolkit, which is a complete done with you program. What I've done is I've taken that challenge, I've turned it into a mini course and combined it with a strategy session and action plan. Nice. So if people are like, I don't need all of it, but I need some guidance, then I love to be able to help people. So it's more of a mentoring session, but it's with you in mind and how to build your personal brand and running ideas together. And so you're not going at it alone, because I just think that's the worst thing, buying a course and then having no resources.
Totally. So where do people learn more? TishaMarie.com?
Yeah, TishaMarie.com. It tells you a little bit. It's like my mini website. And then if you're interested in branding, there's a questionnaire, and then we can talk more about what you're needing and how I can support you.
Beautiful. And you'll see Tisha's beautiful branding on her website. I'm always impressed.